talking about. Well, that's the Eachine 180 FPV racer for you. You know what? I've been reviewing RC aircraft here on RC 101 for actually 10 years this year. And this is the first time I've ever flown an aircraft FPV with a pair of goggles. I saw this pair of VR007 goggles when Banggood.com asked us if we wanted to review the Eachine 180, and I said, hell yeah, I want to give that a try. I was really curious if I'd be able to do it, how easy it'd be able to do. This aircraft is actually equipped with a GPS module. It has an altimeter on there. It has, of course, gyros, accelerometers. So it can tell what its heading is, left or right, how many degrees. It displays that in the bottom right hand corner, which is a kind of a nice little feature. It can also tell you how fast the aircraft is going. The barometer wasn't too terribly accurate about the altitude, but that wasn't too big of a deal. The GPS module, I moved it up to the actual top of the aircraft because the carbon fiber plate that you use to put a Steadicam on, it seems like it could block the satellite signal, so it seems to work a little bit better, pick up a satellite signal a little quicker. But you know, I couldn't find any auto return feature or anything like that, or hands-free flight mode. It does have 3 flight modes that you can flip through with this switch. I couldn't find any other pre-programmed modes with it, so you may be able to, you know, go through and reprogram it to use the GPS module to follow waypoints or do a return home or something of that nature. But the instructions don't really talk about anything to do with the GPS or what it can do. It just basically, you know, tells you how fast you're going and so forth. So it's a nice feature to have on there. But really, the nice feature is that it's such a small brushless quad with the FPV system, and it's at a pretty decent price for only $339. You can actually get yourself some good FPV experience without having to fly around something as big as, you know, the Eachine 250 here or the Parkour 280 here. This is a really good way to get into the hobby if you actually want to strap on a pair of goggles and test it out, fly around some pylons, see how it works. You know, this is a good aircraft for it. Decent price. Problems I have with this aircraft, well, they're using their Eachine smart battery here. This is a 1000 milliamp, 11.1 volt battery. It's very similar to what you're going to get in a DJI Phantom. It's got, you know, battery tester on it, and I mean, it's a nice modular system. It slides in, locks into place, you know, real quick and easy, you know. So if you have a bunch of these batteries, you can slide them in and out, you know, and it's a great system, but it's going to be pricier, and with all the extra electronic components, you can see that there are a lot more components to actually fail in the battery, and you're kind of limited on your charger to this, you know, Eachine piece of plastic charger, which is just a, you know, it's a nice charger. It's a decent charger, but it takes, you know, good hour and a half, 2 hours to charge, and you can't use, you know, any other charger. This is what I'd use, you know, if I'm going to fly my Eachine, you know, 250 right here with a good old-fashioned Dean's connector on there, I can just charge that up with this in, you know, less than 20-30 minutes or so. It's not as good for the battery, so the smart battery is going to last longer, but there are more components in here to fail. This particular battery itself has been really finicky. I had to open it up just to get it to work. That's why some of my competition has already posted videos about this before I did, but that's not a real big deal. It's a decent aircraft. It's got turn signals. Never had an aircraft with actual turn signals on it, so other than the battery, it's a really nice aircraft. If I could find some way to bypass this battery and just use a standard 11.1 volt battery, it'd be a super awesome aircraft. But I can understand why they're going with this system. It seems to be a more popular system, but again, I prefer a more traditional battery, but that's, you know, that's me. Everybody likes things a little different, you know. But the aircraft itself has a great little camera. It's got a repositionable lens. I love these really bright LEDs. It does actual night vision, so you can take it outside and fly it at night and get, you know, really decent range with it, with how far you can see with the camera. You can replace this lens if you want to put a wider angle lens on it. I would like a slightly wider angle lens on it. I like the lens that came with the Eachine 250 a little better. But it's got a lot of features on it. You've got your, you know, ports to program it with. You've got buttons for, you know, lights and frequency, and I mean, you know, it's a full-on racer. You've got all the features here that you could really want to really get into the hobby, and it's small enough and nimble enough to really, you know, navigate through some good tight spaces. The yaw is a little slow on it. I would like it to be a little more responsive on the yaw rate. But if you're doing, you know, out in the open flying, I mean, it's a good practice aircraft, you know, a decent price. And I have to say, I do love this case. It's a great little carrying case, you know, protects everything real nice. The 2.4 gigahertz transmitter is a really nice transmitter. I mean, it's fully functional. You can use this on a lot of other aircraft. It's got some nice telemetry. It'll tell you what your voltage is and so forth. So you can probably go through and reprogram this aircraft to do a lot more that it's capable of and map some more of these switches to do some more things. It's a great aircraft to take a look at. It's about $339. You can find one on banggood.com. We really appreciate you watching us test the Eachine 180 today on RC 101 with the Dallas Flyer. As always, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more.